Hey guys, it's Mathematics YT. Today we are going to solve another problem, which is this. And the last time that I did just now was like too simple, but this time is different. We will do something a little bit harder. And here is the question: James and Simon work at two different bakeries. James is paid RMX per hour while Simon is paid RMX minus 2 per hour. Given that they both earn 480 ringgit, but Simon works 40 more hours than James, and the question is, find the amount Simon earns per hour. So if you guys interested in this video, please pause a while and try it for yourself. Before I start solving this question, now please check the first problem solving videos that I did that was like too simple. I will put the link down below in the description, and let's get started. So from this question, I know that James is paid RMX per hour while Simon is paid RMX minus 2 per hour. Given that they both earn 480 ringgit, so they have James is RMX per hour. So and Simon is paid RMX minus 2 per hour. And given that they earn RM 480, but Simon do 40 more hours. So which means that James is paid for RMX for RMX, and after a certain hour he will earn RM 480 ringgit, while Simon is paid RMX minus 2, but when he also do a certain time but 40 more hours than James, he also can get 480. So to solve this problem, let's say I need to add another variable, which is the time. Let's say h. So let's say h is equal to hours that James works. And I know that when h multiplied by this, I can get 480. So the first equation I can get is xh is equal to 480. This is equation number 1. And the other one is I have x minus 2 multiplied by h plus 40. He also can get 480. That's equation number 2. Now why h plus 40? Well, because it's all about here. What I mean h is hours that James works, but the time that we are talking about is the hours that Simon works. Now Simon works 40 more hours than James, so h plus 40. So this is how I get the second equation. When I have another equation as decoy, or I can say like that, I don't know. But if you add another variable, then I can conclude that these two are simultaneous equation, and they are solvable. Now let's talk about these two equations now in in this equation I already know we can express this expression, so this is expand to x times h, so x times x times positive 40, so plus 40 x negative 2 times h, that's 2, that negative, that is minus 2h, and the last one is negative 80, which is 480. Now when we see this, I have a special thing inside here. The xh, it is same as 480, so I will have 480 plus 40x minus 2h minus 80, that is 480, and then you subtract this, become 400, and you go to there by subtract, so what the remain is 440x minus 2h is equal to 80, and then we are focusing on finding the amount that cyber earns per hour, so we are basically finding this, and to find the Simon earns in an hour, we should find the value of x. So to do that, I'm going to express h as subject formula on this equation. So xh is equal to 480, and h is equal to 480 over x, and then I substitute to this to here, so I will get 40x minus 2 times 480 over x is equal to 80, then 40x minus 960x is equal to 80. And we are going to simplify this expression, so over 1 times x and times x, so 40x squared minus 960, and when we equate the denominator over here is x, so we are going to multiply x by here is equal to 80x, and then 40x squared minus 80x minus 960, which is equal to 0, and we have a quadratic equation. Now we have a quadratic equation. The best way to do is to use quadratic formula to solve, but look at these coefficients of x and the constant, and it seems like we can factorize it out. So it's equal to 40 times x squared minus 2x minus 24, which is equal to 0. Then x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0. Then we can finally solve the equation. But where I want to stop here first, because we know that linear simultaneous equation, when we solve, we can only use substitution method. Now this is the first way that I can use for substitute. This is I mean that this is only the first way that you can use substitution method for this simultaneous equation. Now, as I say earlier, this is the first way to use substitution method to solve a simultaneous equation. Now this is the second way, and it is pretty much like I call it the graphical method, that even not using graph, because how to say, if now we know that solving linear equation in graphical method, it will goes in, we know the equation of straight line goes in a straight line, and they will eventually intersect. So we can use that theory to solve this, but not using graph, because it is going to be difficult. So as I say here, when we want to find the amount that Simon earns per hour, we need to solve for x. So to solve for x, I'm going to have h as subject formula, but on these two equations. Now you look at this. So x h is equal to 480 and h is equal to 480 x. That is reciprocal function, and you know the reciprocal function is discontinuous. And let's have the second equation. So x minus 2 times h plus 40 is equal to 480, and h plus 40 is equal to 480 over x minus 2, then h is equal to 480 over x minus 2 minus 40. Now let's say these two are functions, and let h is equal to g of x, because we have in terms of x. So we are going to write this. Now in a function, when y is equal to f of x, we know that okay, it is essentially like, okay, in a graph it must have x and y axis. Now we know that okay, in a function it has x and y axis, and we need to use x and y to solve. But in a graphical method, you also can use other variable, but you need to change the variable. So let's say y is equal to f of x. What thing can you change? You can change this. You can change to u, to v, whatever you want. And this you also can change. That is basically the title of the function. And you can also change this. Now why you can change this? This is very important to solve a chain rule. I'm not kidding. This you can solve a chain rule. So if you want me to prove how to I prove the chain rule, please be patient and wait for my upcoming video for that. So in meantime, please subscribe to the channel so you can see how I prove the chain rule by changing the variable inside here. So basically, this y is the leader of the function, and f is the title of the function, and x is the variables that is cooperated with y, or the other leader of the variable. So I changed this quite some time. So say h is equal to g of x. So when I plot these two graphs, they will eventually intersect, and that is true. So this is how they look when they intersect. When we're talking about graphical method, like solving a simultaneous linear equation, so we can draw two straight lines but in different pattern, and they will eventually intersect if the equation of the line is not parallel or they are not overlap. So by using this same theory, they eventually intersect, and that intersect is actually unique solution. So when we plot these two graphs and they will intersect, then we have a unique solution, and they have two sets of values. Now we must know that when two functions intersect, they are equal, because when x is independent variable and h is dependent variable, when you substitute these two values inside there, you will get the same value of h, even though they are different functions. So by using that theory, I can conclude that when two functions intersect, they are equal. So we have h here, we have h here, so when we compare, they are already equal. I mean this and this. So I can conclude that 480 over x is equal to 480 over x minus 2 minus 40, and let's say that 480 over x minus 480 x minus 2 is equal to negative 40, and when I multiply by negative 1, 480 over x minus 2 minus 480 minus x is equal to 40. Then we are going to equate the denominator of this fraction. So we multiply by x, multiply x minus 2, and then we multiply by x minus 2, and that is equal to 480 x minus 480 times x minus 2 over x squared minus 2x, because when we equate the denominator of these two fractions, I can get x times x minus 2, that is actually equal to x squared minus 2x, actually my x squared minus 2x, and then is of course is still equal to 40. Then we multiply by here, we simplify. So negative 40 times x is negative 480x times 2, that's plus 960. So 480 x minus 480 x plus 960 is equal to 40 times x squared minus 2x, and this cancel out, so the remaining of here is 960. So I will divide by 40, 960 divided by 40 is 24, so 24 is equal to x squared minus 2x, and then eventually x squared minus 2x minus 24 is equal to 0. Now by using this graphical method that doesn't even use graph to solve, because I know that when they are intersect, we believe that when two functions intersect, they are equal, and when we use our normal way to solve these two equations, these two quadratic equations that we obtain are same. Now let's do this quadratic equation. Now before we doing this quadratic equation, I want shortcut, because and then some of you might like think like, oh yeah, the shortcut is by using quadratic formula method, because quadratic formula method is faster than the other methods such as factorization method and completing the square method. But that is not the shortcut what I mean. They still have faster way than solving quadratic formula, which is look from this equation. Now we know that we want to find the value of x, but we need to be careful. We have x right here, so when we talk about quantity, x must be bigger than 0, so be cautious. So I can calculate the condition of this for x is bigger than 0. Now on this equation, I can conclude that this quadratic equation has one positive root and one negative root, but I want to cancel out the negative root. So to do that, I will use quadratic formula, but the plus minus side must be plus. So x is equal to negative times negative 2, that's 2, plus the square root of negative 2 bracket square minus 4 times 1 times negative 24 over 2 times 1, and I'll show you like this again, that this is the value of x. Then x, if we calculate, x is equal to 6. And how do I find that? How do I know that this equation has one positive root and one negative root? Well, if you guys want to know this trick, I will do this on the upcoming video, so just keep subscribed to the channel. And we have found the solution, and it is bigger than 0, and it's indeed faster than quadratic formula, because when we don't know this trick, we just do like, oh yeah, negative times negative 2 plus minus square root of negative 2 square minus 4 times 1 times negative 24 over 2 times 1. So I will get x is equal to negative 6 and another negative solution. Then you need to calculate it twice, because you just not calculating the positive side, you also need to calculate the minus side. So you are wasting your time because you are calculating two values. So this is the shortcut for me, because when I want to find this, I just express it into quadratic formula, and I'm going to make it to plus side, then I can just directly found the solution. But not yet, we have not solved this x. I say that rmx per hour, so if we substitute that, then that is James is per rm6 per hour. But the answer, the question that we need to do is find the amount Simon earns per hour. So back to here, then we substitute x is equal to 6, so 6 minus 2 is 4. So I can conclude that Simon earns RM for per hour. And that is our solution for this problem solving. And to know more about the graphical method that doesn't even use graph, and to know more about this quadratic formula trick, just subscribe to the channel. So I will upload all of this in upcoming videos, and I will see you guys next time in another video.